Amari Cooper of the Dallas Cowboys. Remember, Amari Cooper was traded from the Oakland Raiders to the Dallas Cowboys, has been on record stating that he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy for the rest of his life. He loves being a Dallas Cowboy, was an immediate difference maker for the Dallas Cowboys immediately upon arrival. The Raiders got rid of Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper within a couple weeks, and those both players, as soon as they arrived in new places, were game changers. Amari Cooper was a big-time weapon for Dak Prescott in that offense last year that was very, very proficient. Mm-hmm. Is that a word?
Oh, yeah.
Very, very proficient. Now, with Mike McCarthy coming in and Kellen Moore still there and Dak Prescott, we assume he's going to get franchise tagged on Monday. Keeping Amari Cooper would be a good move. Amari Cooper's people have come out and said that they are motivated to get a deal done, and the Dallas Cowboys have said the same thing. They are echoing each other's sentiments, so let's assume that a deal with Amari Cooper gets done within the next day or two. Whenever you hear leaked information, like Ed Werder tweeted this morning, my sense from speaking to Cowboy sources, who's that, by the way? Is that the Jones family?
Yeah.
Ed Werder's talking to the Jones family. Team is working hard to reach agreement with wide receiver Amari Cooper, and that Cooper and his agent seem motivated at the moment to get something done. To me, present indications are he could be signed before a QB Dak Prescott. By the way, knocking out the Amari Cooper deal before Dak Prescott, smart. Get him under there. And by the way, whenever you're talking to Dak, you're like, hey, we got your guys still here. We got your number one weapon. We got a great Zeke in the backfield. We got Amari Cooper. We got this line. We got Kellen Moore still. We got all this. So everything is lining up for a potential big pitch at Dak Prescott. If not, he ends up getting franchise tagged. But the Amari Cooper deal will be done within the next 24 hours. You don't see these types of tweets coming out that the player and his agent are motivated to get a deal done unless they truly are. Because by now, Amari Cooper's people would have came out and said that is not the case. It seems like they're both in the same boat right now, rowing in the same direction. Good for the Dallas Cowboys being able to knock off one of their two massive free agent signings that they need to make.
Yeah, and the Cowboys, give them credit because they've signed a lot of their key players already, and they have here $75 million in cap space. So you think probably 33 and around 17 probably for Amari and Dak. So that's another. They're still going to have cap space to make some more moves for the Cowboys and set up new coach, new coaching staff for nice little year next year.
Obligatory Cowboys talk is what we're in the middle of right now. That was Tone Diggs who was breaking down the salary cap. Jerry Jones gets mocked and made fun of a lot for having his hands in a lot of things. I think the roster that they've had on a regular occasion, unless it's just overhyped, is normally loaded with talent, riddled with talent. The conversation has always been Jason Garrett just can't get the job done. What if McCarthy comes in here and they just rattle off Super Bowls, just bing, boom, boom, and Jerry Jones is just like, I knew it wasn't the players. I knew it wasn't the players. I knew it was that. My son, Jason Garrett, just couldn't get the job done. That's why we sent him to the Giants, because they stink. That's what we did. It'll be very interesting to see how this all works out.
If that's the case, does that make Jerry look worse because he kept him for so long?
Yeah, well, it depends on how the Cowboys decide to spin the news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Loyalty turned out to be Jerry's biggest flaw, it turns out, when the Dallas Cowboys rattle off the next 3 Super Bowls or playoff runs or whatever it is. Because that team, if they can keep Dak, right? Because if you have a good quarterback, you hang on to that quarterback because it's not easy to find.